Alright, this is my quick tutorial on how to do a time-locked wallet. It's not built into any Bitcoin wallets that I know of. I know Blockstream Jade does a version of it, and Casa, but it has to do with a multi-sig and having a time lock unless you lose a key. This is just to create an address that you want to have locked, and this is using the Bitcoin Core feature. Right? This is something that Satoshi initially put in, and that this will make sure that you cannot spend the funds. Obviously, I generally lock coins for a year out. That way, if there's anything crazy happening in the market, I'm not even tempted to sell. I don't want to be able to sell. So if you're interested in that, then go ahead and check this out. So virtually go to coinb.in. Alright, this is the site. It's like an online wallet. Now, you don't want to use it from the website. So if you scroll down to the bottom, you can just download this whole web page. It's all written in JavaScript. So if you go ahead and download it, alright, and then you can open it up, unzip it. Actually, yeah, let me copy this. Copy it to the downloads folder. Well, extract all. Let's just do that. Okay. It shows I've already extracted it before. Alright, so now if you double click it, you just want to open up the file index.html. Alright, so now you see how this is running it from my own directory, and this one is the website, so go ahead and close that one. You want to run it locally. Alright, and then you just go to New, and you go to Timelocked Address. Now, I'll go over different wallets in a second, but basically, you just need to grab the public key for your address. So this is using Electrum, which I'll show you in a second, but if I just grab this address and I say details, I can see the public key. Now remember, if someone knows your public key, and everyone knows your public key if you're reusing addresses, but if someone knows your public key, there's no way that they can steal your funds. All it does is you can possibly lose privacy because they'll know which addresses it belongs to. So if I copy this public key and put it in here, alright, and let's say I want to lock it until, I don't know, let's lock it, well, I think for the sake of this example, I'm going to lock it in the past because I want to make sure I can spend it. So I'm going to lock it to the 1st, so 15 days ago, and hit submit. And there you go. You see you got a brand new address. It does them as pay-to-script addresses. This is the address that's based off of this public key, and which has the locking script. This is the redeem script. So if we go ahead and we open up a notepad here, which I will do. Alright, so first let's put in the address. So this is our new address. Alright, and this is very important. This is the redeem script. We need to keep track of this, okay? Without the redeem script, you won't be able to get access to your funds. And actually I'm going to go ahead and copy the public key again so I can show you. The redeem script is basically, if I move this over, alright, let's move this over here, and let's make this as big as possible. You see, the public key is within the redeem script. Alright, so really, if you want to get rid of the public key out of your redeem script, you can do something like this. Just put a dash. So what is this? This is the code to lock your Bitcoin using Bitcoin script. This is the time up here, November 1st. B1 means check to make sure this date is valid, and then you drop it, and then you put the public key, and then you check sig verify. So I'm going to go ahead and copy. So this is something we want to keep a hold of. So I'm going to copy this. And inside Electrum, I'm going to go ahead and put this in my label because I want to keep track of this. Now, you wouldn't just want to put this in Electrum. If you're really smart, you'll actually just put this in a whole bunch of places. This technically has very, very, very little information. You could send this to your email, your Gmail, send it to your work email, put it on your Dropbox, put it in your Google Drive. put it everywhere really to make sure you have multiple copies. If someone finds this, even if they're super smart, all they're going to know is that possibly that this is leading to an address locked on November 1st, 2022. That's it. They don't even have the public key to place in here. So there's no way they'll even know this address. So I'm going to go ahead and send $2 to this address. That way I can demo um, how to spend them. So give me 1 second. All right, so 3MQQPFN. 3MQQPFN. I went ahead and sent $3 over to this, and I paid 90 cents, because currently the blockchain is full of all those consolidation transactions from Binance trying to do their proof of reserves. So all the fees have gone up, so I wasted almost 25-30%. So out of $3, I spent 90 cents on fees, but that's fine. For the sake of this example, I will do that. So now this is locked. Now I locked it to a time in the past. Now, before I go to how to spend it, obviously I'll go into the drawback. The drawback of is basically you need to use a hot wallet. Electrum can be used with a hardware wallet like Trezor or Ledger or Bitbox, or there's a whole bunch it works with, or it can be used as a hot wallet. Now the reason why you need to use it as a hot wallet is you need to get access to the private key to spend it. And no hardware wallet will give you access to the private key because that's stored within the hardware wallet. So obviously, if you already have your words backed up on Steel, if you're using a cold card, you can generate a new set of seed words and use that for a separate Electrum wallet. That way you don't have to etch a new set of seed words. But if you don't, yeah, you're just going to have to create a new set of seed words in order to do this. And really quickly going over that, you just do new, you're going to do a standard wallet. You're going to create a new seed, or if you generate one from a cold card using BIP85, you can say I already have a seed. Just be careful when you do your seed thing. Oh, this is what you click to extend the seed with custom words is Electrum's way of adding a passphrase. So you do that if you want to do a passphrase. I was going to say how know that these words are in Electrum format, so a set of seed words done in Electrum won't necessarily work in a Trezor or Ledger. But if you create your seed words on a Trezor or Ledger, you can import them into Electrum. But again, you would never want to do that. Never put your seed words from a cold storage wallet into a hot wallet because that makes them forever hot. All right? So Electrum Sparrow Wallet I really like, but Sparrow Wallet doesn't show you the private key. So by right-clicking any address and clicking details, we saw how we had the public key. But we can also right-click and go to private key, and we can get access to the private key as well. So you can do either or. So how do we spend? So let's say we lock this to whatever, a year in the future. All this crazy stuff happens with the market, the price is going up and down, but honestly, we don't panic. We don't really care because there's nothing we can do. This is literally locked not by any centralized party, not using, some service. This is locked by the Bitcoin network. It's embedded. Embedded within this address is this script, and this script says it's locked until November 1st. Well, now we've obviously passed November 1st. So how do we spend it? Well, you just go to New, and you go to Transaction. You're going to go ahead and paste in the redeem script. So let's go over here. We're going to recreate the redeem script because remember, this is what we have copied in Electrum to keep track of it. This is what we have to make sure that we maintain. We can easily right-click the address and get the public key. So I'm going to paste that in. So this is the redeem script. So if I copy that and go back here and paste and hit load, the Coinbee.im will automatically scan the blockchain. It'll basically recreate the address, and it's going to retrieve all the unspent inputs from this address. So if we go to inputs, There it is. There's the transaction I just sent to it. Now, if you've been dollar cost averaging and sending 100 times to this, you'll see like 100 lines for this. It'll have all the inputs, So now we just need to specify the output. So for the sake of this example, I'll just do this address. So let's see. I'm going to copy address and paste. Now, the only quirky thing about this is you cannot type in a fee. The, the fee is directly linked to the amount. So whatever the amount is, whatever amount you type in, whatever's left over will give you the fee. So if I highlight this, copy, and I paste it, you see how the fee went to 0. Now, obviously, we don't want to do that. That's another thing. This wallet is super simple. It doesn't have a fee transaction calculator. So you're just going to have to kind of calculate yourself. So obviously, a really popular one is mempool. I'll open a new one. And we can see right now it's pretty expensive. High priority is 25 Satoshis. It's going to cost us 60 cents. All right. So really what we need to do is do this. We just need to do a BTC to USD calc. All right, which there's 100 of them, And then what we'll do is we'll type in this amount, copy, and we'll verify, okay, that, oh, whoops, I didn't mean to do that, okay, that this is $3. All right, wait, did I put in the right one? Yeah, I did put the right one. Okay, so this is $3. My wallet did the 90 cents on top of it, so I have $3. But according to the Block Explorer, if I want to get this going, I'm going to pay on average 60 cents. So let's just say we wanted to pay 60 cents. All right, so how would we do that? We would just type in the 60 cents. So this is how much BTC we're going to do. And now we should just use a calculator, So we're going to do 0.000017793. All right, and we're going to subtract. If I can get it right, we're going to subtract this. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros, minus 0.000036. And we get this number. Okay, and if we go back over here, this is the number we want to type in. So I'm going to move it over to the other screen, and 0.00014,193. And then as soon as I hit tab, actually, I don't even hit the tab. The transaction fee calculated already. So now we just want to verify. Depending on how much you're sending, you'll get different amounts. I just like to play it safe. Copy the fee, paste it in here. All right, that looks right. 61 cents. Okay. Copy this. All right. Oh, whoops, wrong side. $2.39. All right, that looks correct. I just mentioned that because you always want to double check that. Because if you make the transaction fee too low, it's just going to sit in the mempool like forever, and you don't want to do that. All right. I mean, not forever. Eventually, it'll get kicked out. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and click submit. All right. This transaction. So this is the transaction. It's all written in hex. You don't really care about that. You just want to double click it to copy it and hit Control C to copy. And then we're going to go to the next tab, verify. Now we can actually skip verify, but if you just go ahead and verify this transaction, you'll see it writes it all out. It shows you you're sending to this address. This is how much you're sending, everything. All right. And this is a replace by fee transaction. So if you do send it with too small of a fee, you can send a larger fee. Now what we want to do is we want to sign it. All right. So we're going to put it in here, and now we need the private key. All right. So I'm going to go to this address right here. Go to private key, double click, Control C, close, and paste. And you could show it if you want, and then hit submit. Boom, I signed it. Now, I believe if this private key is incorrect, let's try to change this from 4 to 3. Hit submit. It won't even work. So you have to have the correct private key because it knows it won't be able to sign. So now we have a signed transaction. Now this is technically all you need to do. This is all you need. Let's say this is a year in the future. You can copy this and just hold on to it. Now if anyone sees it, they know that you're sending it to an address, but they can't do anything to change it. You can't do anything to your signature. Pretty much every mempool explorer, including mempool.space. If you go to the bottom, there's a thing called broadcast transaction. And all we need to do is paste that and hit broadcast transaction. If it is the case that it's in a date in the future, it will never work. It won't spend. Obviously, we know this should work because it's from a date in the past, so it is valid. Know that in here there is a broadcast, and you can actually broadcast it here, but you have to play with the settings because I think by default it's trying to use CoinB. You have to save it to block cipher. So if you change it to like block cipher and select the network you wish to retrieve your unspent outputs from, I guess change both of them and hit submit. Now the broadcast will work. So if you click this and hit submit, it worked. Now obviously if I do it over here, it's going to say, hey, it's already broadcast, or it's probably showing the same number, 5642 5642. Yeah, same one. All right. So here it is, sending $3, $2.39. So I was able to spend it. So that's the beauty of this is obviously I did it in the past, and when you do this, please do the same thing. Send $2, send $1. Do it when the fees are low and you only have to pay a few pennies. And check this out yourself. Really test it out and play with it and kind of get comfortable with it. But just know the difference is normally you don't have to save any extra information because this is a pay to public key address. So this address is just paying to a single public key. Now we're not. This dash is the public key. We're paying to a public key, but there's conditions that Bitcoin will not allow you to spend it until it's after that date. In addition, if you have this whole thing saved, if you copy it and you go to verify and you paste in the redeem script, it'll verify, hey, this redeem script comes out to this address and it's locked till 11/1/2022. Easy peasy. So that's how you do it. The only drawback currently is that you need to have a hot wallet. Cold Card is shortly supporting being able to sign. They coin it as like exotic transactions. Basically, it's transactions like this, and other cold cards in the future will do it. I use a cold card to, generate a new set of seed words using derive entropy. It's a feature on the cold card. That way, I don't have to etch a whole new set of seed words into metal. But it's up to you. I just wanted to lay it out there for those of you hodling. See, there's the amount. It already updated. And I guess that's it for this tutorial.